Hey guys, what's up? It's time for another one of our games. We're up against Royal Puma today. Royal Puma actually having a fairly good season so far. They are in, well, let's see here. They're in 10th place. No, they're having a poor season so far. We actually are behind Pago Youth. Look at that. And we're in second place now, technically, but we have a game in hand on them. My apologies. Utale is the team that surprises me by having a good season so far. And let's see what we can do here today. We're not going to go down to cautious. We're going to continue to attack because we score goals that way. We're trying to keep it at positive because with my experience with this type of tactic in the past, if we are a little bit too hesitant at moving forward, what will happen is we'll end up just passing the ball around in circles and nobody will score a goal. So we want to avoid that from happening, definitely. We want a victory here. Victory is the ultimate goal because if we can win this match, we're going to get back up to the top where we belong and do a lot of good for us here in the season looking forward. But yeah, interesting to see that Pago Youth are doing well. Nutale, of course, in third place are doing well as well, which is something that is not what I expected. Good crowd here for Royal Puma, despite the fact that they're really not playing all that well. And so let's see what we can do. See if we can get this ball off of them first off. And it's Twala Lele runs back and grabs that, passes over to Peyton Milani, over to Kitiona, over to Linguande, over to Lutu, and then over to Julio, back to Milani. Milani over to Lulu and Lutu, sorry, and that is the shot from him, but Lutu was offside right beforehand. Pretty good movement, though, on our part, and we're showing that we're going to dominate the ball and possession again. Lutu here with it again, over to Tiatia, back to Robla, and that's exactly what we want to see. We like to see all of this passing, and Julio ends up with the ball in an interesting area. He decides to head it, kind of a poor decision on his part, but again, we'll take it. It's okay. I've definitely seen worse. The ball is won by us in the back as we intended. It's foul Danielson out of Pinto for them, and there's a shot that Fatu is able to catch pretty easily. And so the plan is working so far, and we're doing okay. About 10 minutes into this match, Julio with it over to Calliope and Rock with a really, really poor pass. Tualele intercepts that and knocks it forward for Linguande over to Julio, who's way offside. He's way offside. That was not even close. There's really no reason. I'm looking, I think, at this replay because of how far offside he is, but I do kind of like the thought of looking at our excellent passing here. Julio needs to learn how to score, and we have a problem because we don't have a whole lot of strikers now that I got rid of one of what was our three registered strikers. So, I mean, we're going to have to stick with him pretty much no matter what. He's young, as Dong ends up blasting that one over the goal and into our crowd. He's young, so there is chance for him. Lutu here with a free kick over to, that's Xiaoxi Matafa, and he scores that goal. I thought it was going to Ali Robla, and instead Xiaoxi Matafa ends up grabbing that one, knocking it in with his head, and it's 1-0 PanSa East FC. His first goal of the season, first goal for us, and yeah, that was just really good. He backed up on his man, boxed him out, and got his head on it. There's not much that they could do about it, and it's 1-0 just like that, and that knocks us back into first position, which is where we belong. We should be in first place because we have the best team in the league. There's no question about it. And let's get this ball back off of them, and let's show them what we can do when we dominate. Xiaoxi Matafa has had some pretty poor matches early in the season, but he's still trying to, I think, find his feet. Kitona now over to Julio. Julio with it, passes over to Linguande, and that's a goal. Number 4 of the season for Linguande. And yeah, this guy is really, really good, Linguande, I should say. And he is excellent. Every single thing about this Taiwanese advanced attacking center midfielder is good. I mean, he's got that amazing ability to shoot. He's got an eye for the goal, and nobody can stop him. And he may end up being our leading scorer on this team. We'll see what happens, but it depends, I think, a little bit on how much Nordin actually plays. We're resting him today, and that's just mostly because we're playing against inferior opposition. Robla over to Tiatia, back to Robla. Over to Tiatia again, and he plays with it a little bit, takes it up forward, and then we'll pass it back to Robla, and there's a forward-looking pass to Lutu. Lutu wins that one back to Tiatia, and see, look at this, we've got ourselves set up here in the right place. Milani ends up with a shot. Not exactly the best option that we had, but see, that's what happens when you emphasize the pass. You end up with the ball in these positions where it looks like it's impossible for you not to score. Tualo Lele lumps this one forward for Linguanda, ends up with Julio. He passes it back to Tiatia. Everybody moves forward, and here we go, moving up over to Rock, back to Tiatia. Tiatia knocks it back to Milani again, and he's going to pass this time Lingwanda over to Kitiona. Kitiona back to Twalalele. See if everybody can touch the ball before we get a shot. Kitiona now back to Twalalele, over to Lingwanda, and he passes over to Julio. And boy, that was a really good save by Atu. I think this is Atu. I think he's a former PanSa East player, if I recall correctly. But look at this excellent centering pass. And Pinaili Atu is a player who played for us before, if you'll recall, the very, very beginning of this save. And so we unfortunately weren't able to beat him that time. We've beaten him twice already so far, and we're still only 30 or so minutes into the match. The header is knocked away. Lutu grabs that, and we're going to counter a little bit here. Lutu puts on the speed, runs past everybody, and keeps going, and then puts up a shot, and it's not really cleared out all that well by them, but that's the end of the highlight, so we don't get to see anything else that happens. Peyton Milani has been injured. He's going to come off here at halftime, and I'll see what we can figure out. We need somebody else to play in that defensive midfielder role. I think we have somebody on the bench. I hope we do. Tiatia ends up winning this ball over to Ali Roble. Ali Roble lumps this forward for Lutu, and there's the centering pass over to Julio, who must be offside. Now, he missed that one. That header was a little bit high, and so that ends up being a goal kick. But we keep doing this, and I mean, Lutu, if he's going to get that sort of space, you might as well lump it over to him and just see what happens. I do prefer the slow build-up to doing it quickly like that, but I can't complain very much. I think we're doing it slowly and quickly. Kitiona with the throw over to Milani. Back to Kitiona. And there it is for Lutu, and his header, unfortunately, is also caught by Atu, but that was another good cross, and it was a good thought. You know, it's interesting because we have the tempo down to low, but we're still getting these sort of quick attacks and quick shots. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that we have that positive mentality turned on, and so I do like what we're seeing so far, and I just want to see quickly who we can put in. And we're going to put Seli Fuimauno on, and that will be our big change here. And let's see how Seli can do. It's lumped forward, looking for Julio, and can't quite find him. Ali Roble wins that one. It was over to Swili, and that's going to be the end of that highlight, unfortunately. Seli, excuse me. Pinto here with the free kick for them. And we clear it, but not quite far enough. Fatu then ends up saving this one, and that's the end of that highlight. So we'll keep going and keep moving on. It's Atu with the goal kick, and Kalliope ends up winning it. Julio then wins it again. Lutu with it over to Ali Roble. Back to Lutu, and you can see here how much better it is for us to play with that high defensive line because we're linked up so nicely now with the midfield. Kitiona back to Twalalele, and that gives us the ability to keep the pressure on the entire time. I mean, we're most of our passes have to be coming into their half, and I mean, it is really a sight to behold. Lutu with the ball now over to Fuimauno. And he finds Kitiona. This is good over to Julio, and that should have been a goal from Julio. Instead, he ends up missing the header, but then he gets his first goal of the season there on the second crossover to him. And Atu does the thing that he used to do for us all the time. He goes out when he should have stayed in, and you can see his mistake. It comes over right here. And see, he's stepping too far away. He's not quite in no man's land, but he's close to it. And that allows Julio to get that little floating header right over his head. We'll see if this potentially was offside. It wasn't even close. And so Julio gets his head on that one. Just a little tap with the forehead, and that gets the ball in. That makes it 3-0 for PanSa East FC. And we are en route to a victory. Fuimauno, and he's stripped by Fawa Danielson, and wins it back again himself. Full head of steam over to Lingwanda, and Lingwanda with the shot. It wasn't really much of a shot. I think that it was knocked away from behind, but you can see here, look at that determination as he goes back and wins the ball and says, no, you don't, that's mine. And then gets this very, very good pass over to Lingwanda, and then, see, it was stripped by Costa from behind. And so it's going to be Kitiona with the throw over to Fuimauno. Back to Kitiona. Fuimauno, and he misses it again. That's another mistake from him. But Twalalele fast enough to go back and win that one. And you can see the mouse cursor in the way. Ali Roblin out with the ball over to Tiatia, down to Kalliope. Rock over to Lutu. and Lutu loses the ball again, but Xiaoxi Matafa is able to go back and win it. A little bit of a forward-looking pass there to Julio, who's not quite fast enough to win that. Rock with it over to Fui Mauno, and he misses another one. So Fui Mauno has lost possession quite a few times here in this stretch, and he loses it again. That was a poor pass to Julio, and this allows Fao Danielson to have the ball in a pretty good position, but we've gotten back in time. Kitiona is able to head this one out of the danger area just about. There was another centering pass, and it ends up being, fortunately for us, a header that was wide of goal. But that's kind of where that defense works. I mean, we play high up, but we have players who are able at least to go back, and their free kick, fortunately for us, is off the bar. And so the clean sheet remains intact so far. Another free kick, this time from range, and we're able to win that one. Linguanda now lumps this one all the way forward, looking again for Julio. And, I mean, you can see this here. We've got the ability to win just about everything in the air. Everybody missed that one, that header, but we were able to get back onto it and win in the end. Setla now with the throw, and the centering pass is caught by Fatu, and that's going to be the end of that nonsense. Fatu then walks it up a little bit, cradles the ball, throws it over to Ali Robla. Ali Robla over to Tiatia. Tiatia lumps this one forward to nobody, and that was a little bit upsetting. Fui Mauno, and he misses that pass that he was trying to intercept. Ali Robla is fast enough to go back onto it. Fatu over to Twala Lele, and this is why you want consistent players. They're going to play like this every match. Linguanda back to Kitiona. Kitiona over to Twala Lele, up to Fui Mauno, and over to Lutu. Lutu now to Julio, back to Lutu, over to Rock. Rock's going to center it. He centers it over Linguanda, and that's easy for Linguanda. His 5th goal of the season. I think that he is now the leading scorer on the team. And 4-0 for PanSa East FC, and that was the thing of beauty. That entire stretch was just absolutely amazing. And Calliope here just breaks the defense wide open, and then all Linguanda does to do is stay back. And you can see Atu doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where he should go. So Rock was unmarked, Linguanda was unmarked, everybody's unmarked. It's like there's no defense. And so we'll see what happens. That's what they call goldfishing it over in the Magic the Gathering world. And boy, that was really poor from Ali Robla, and that set up a shot for Fao Danielson. Thankfully for us, we don't have their goaltender in goal. Otherwise, that would have been a goal for them, and that would have been a little frustrating. Fao Danielson with another attempt, and he is offside. And so that's the reason why we got rid of Atu, right? Because we want a goaltender who can actually, catch the ball. Hattie now with the free kick, and that one ends up whisking off the back of the upper side of the net. Here's our free kick, and Twala Lele misses it. Lutu explodes on that one. Shows what he's capable of doing with his foot, and that is the end of the match. 4-0 PanSa East FC with the victory, and we had a 2.47 XG, 63% of the possession. We won everything you can possibly win, and look at all of these passes there on those two sides. We are not playing wide, we're playing narrow, but those passes to those wing backs have been working very, very well. I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.